Are you a Barnabas? Let's find out. In church last week, our pastor talked briefly about Barnabas. And to be honest, I didn't really know much about him, but he sounded like a pretty cool guy. So I wanted to learn more. And I am so glad that I did. And I want to share with you all of the great things that I learned about this really important figure in the Bible. Did you know that Barnabas wasn't even his real name? His real name was actually Joseph, but the disciples gave him the nickname of Barnabas because it meant son of encouragement. And it turns out it was a really fitting name. Barnabas was the kind of person who saw the best in others, even when nobody else did. He was a man who was filled with joy, faith, and the Holy Spirit. And he wasn't just a good man. He was a great encourager. When you think about this next part, and I want you to wrap your brain around it as I do, that if it wasn't for Barnabas, we might not have half of the New Testament. Crazy, right? And here's why. Barnabas played a really critical role in mentoring not one, but two key figures in the Bible, John Mark and Saul of Tarsus, who we know as Paul. And if you need a refresher on who John Mark was, he's the young man who abandoned Paul and Barnabas on one of their missionary journeys. Saul was ready to write him off, be like, I don't care, gone, bye, see ya. But Barnabas was like, hang on, hold up. Let me give this guy a second chance, okay? So he took John Mark under his wing, encouraged him, and brought him back into the ministry. And that's kind of a really big deal because it turns out that John Mark was the same Mark who went on to write the Gospel of Mark. Just when you think of that the faith of one encourager changed the entire course of history. I mean, let that sink in, right? One encourager changed the course of history. Wow. What about Saul, Elsa? Okay, so when Saul first became a follower of Jesus, nobody trusted him. The disciples were like, no, that guy was trying to persecute us. We're going to pass on that one. However, Barnabas, the son of encouragement, said, guys, listen, hey, I'm going to vouch for him, really. And he brought him to the apostles, and then he took him on his first missionary journey. It was Barnabas who gave Paul his start. And we know what happened next, right? Paul went on to write much of the New Testament, and he became one of the greatest evangelists of all time, thanks to Barnabas. So Barnabas's gift wasn't preaching to thousands or performing miracles. His gift was encouragement. He believed in people. He was willing to invest his time, his resources, and his heart into others. He saw potential where others saw problems. And here's the thing, guys, we can all be like Barnabas. You don't need a special talent or a platform to encourage others. It can literally be as simple as a kind word or a listening ear or a helping hand. It can be believing in someone when they don't believe in themselves. Barnabas has shown us that encouragement isn't just nice things to do. It's a powerful ministry. I love that. Your encouragement is a ministry. It's a way of partnering with God in shaping lives and building his kingdom. The truth is, we may never know on this side of heaven how our words impact other people. Really, just like Barnabas, he never knew the full impact or extent of his influence. He couldn't have foreseen what his seemingly small contribution meant to the world. It's incredible, right? So my challenge to myself is to be a Barnabas. I want to make sure that every day I'm going out of my way to lift someone up and to speak life into them and to give them a second chance, because we are all called to encourage one another and build each other up. So I hope you'll give yourself the same challenge. And who knows, our encouragement might be the very thing that helps someone find their purpose or overcome a setback or just grow into the person that God created them to be. Be a Barnabas.